Hello and welcome to Threefold Herbal Healing. I'm herbalist Leo Sade. I help people who struggle with chronic conditions grow their health from the roots up. Today I wanted to speak about alkaloids in herbal medicine. It's a very interesting um, uh, concept, so let's dive right in. When I started my ways in herbalist, people told me that I should just sit by the plants and listen, and the plant will whisper all their secrets to me. And I was told that by seasoned herbalists, and I totally believed them. So I sat by the beds or between the beds. I was reading so much that that's not wasn't a problem. I sat with the herbs a long, long time, expecting them to whisper to me. And the herbs didn't whisper anything. Let me just cut it to the end. The herbs that I grew at least didn't speak not English and not Hebrew. I was very, very disappointed and I felt like a lousy herbalist. I hope it would never happen to you. Only later, when I grew up and I established some kind of confidence, I felt like, you know what? They don't speak to your intellect. Don't speak through the language that you're expecting them to speak. They speak in a different way. They speak through their taste, their smell, and the way they feel when you touch them. They speak by choosing where to grow, where to thrive, and where they don't like so much. And they are speaking to you by their constituent or by the chemicals that they held within their bodies, in their seeds, in their stems, in their roots, in their leaves, in their flower and fruits. What is there? What's developed in that species as chemistry can teach you a lot. So I'm talking today about herbs that developed alkaloids in their beings, basically. And what are alkaloids? Most plants are made out of oxygen and carbon, and basically they are sugars. Um, Alkaloids are plants that also contain nitrogen. That means that they have amino acids in them. So they have this affinity to being animal. So humans and animals have oxygen, carbon, and nitrogen. Um, most plants have only oxygen and carbon, and plants that contain alkaloids have nitrogen too, making them like on the verge, on the boundaries of becoming sentient being, which mean that in some way there is sentient being there. Not like a dog or a horse, but there is more sentient than a rock or a plant that doesn't have nitrogen. And indeed, alkaloids, the way they work in the body is mostly on the nervous system, in the connection or the language that nerves speak to each other. So they're doing an amazing job with, for example, pain. Um, that's one of the places where they shine. And on the way that they work, on the way that nerves talk to muscles. So here we are talking about many times muscle relaxant like lubelia that can help dilate the bone height by relaxing the muscles around them when there is a spasm. It does that all over the body, in the kidneys when there are kidney stones, in the uterine when you have cramps. It's a muscle relaxant. That's why wasn't one of the reasons the safety issue with Lubelia is not using it through pregnancy. So nerve to nerve communication and nerve to muscle communication because of those alkaloids that are kind of have an affinity to sentient being, to nerves, to that kind of wisdom. Um, they are all bitters. That's important to know. And Not all bitters have alkaloids in them, but all alkaloids containing herbs are bitters. And the bitter taste is a mark of toxicity. So alkaloid, all of them, herb containing alkaloids, all of them are to some extent toxic. But this toxicity doesn't mean that you shouldn't use them at all. They are divided into different levels of toxicity. Some are what we call second degree toxins or second degree medicine. Second degree medicines are those medicine that you're not going to make a bowl of and sit and eat all of it. Those are first degree medicine. But second degree are herbs that you can use to season your food. So one of the plants that you season with is coffee. You don't sit and eat grains of coffee in a bowl like it is, but you add them to water and you kind of season the water. So coffee have alkaloid in it, and I know that not many people think about coffee as a herb, but it's either a herb or a vegetable. You choose. Coffee is a second degree. You can use it every day to season your water and enjoy it and have this effect on the body that can be healing to some and damaging to others. It is also alkaloid containing herbs can be third degree medicine. Those are herbs that you take specifically for specific conditions. So I would say look at golden seal and all the berberine containing herbs are third degree medicine. They kind of stimulate digestive enzymes, stimulate digestion overall, but they can also help manage blood and insulin metabolism. So that's third degree medicine. They are safe to use in dosage, in the usual dosage of medicine, but not as food or as seasoning. It should be in specific dosages. Fourth degree medicine is where alkaloids are really toxic. Those are herbs that should be used in low doses by experienced herbalists. We are talking about the Torah, henbane, all those really toxic medicines that contain alkaloids that can be good for serious conditions, but can be fatal if misused. So if you decide to use them, you really want to use them with the support of an experienced herbalist who knows what they are doing, because those herbs are dangerous. You need to know what you're doing with them. Alkaloid, like the name is alluding, are all alkalines. So their pH is higher than 7. When you put them in a solution, they will increase the pH of the solution and it will be higher than 7, which means that in order to extract alkaloids, mostly we extract them in alcohol, some in water like coffee, but if you really want to extract them from medicine, alcohol is the best solution. You want to add a little bit of acidity to reduce the pH a little bit so the alkaloids can actually flow into the alcohol more easily. Again, you use them in medicine, and you really want the support of an experienced herbalist when you use alkaloid containing herbs, not coffee. Keep enjoy your coffee unless it gives you the anxiety and heart palpitation and insomnia that are really associated with alkaloids, because part of what they do is regulate heart rate and heartbeat, keep us alert, and with the heartbeat come anxiety. So if you have insomnia, anxiety, arrhythmia, you don't want to have coffee and you don't want to use alkaloids. This is my spiel about alkaloids. I hope it was beneficial. I hope you learned something. Thank you for listening. If you want to go to the itty-gritty details, you can go to my blog. I will have it posted there. It's called the Herbalist blog, and it is on my website www.threefoldherbalhealing.com. Again, www.threefoldherbalhealing.com. Thank you again for watching. See you next week. Bye.